I'm Luigi Soccio. I was born in a small Italian town called Carlton. That's my standing joke. Okay. I've got an education and training background. And after teaching, I was a public servant, worked for DFAT, AusAid in Canberra and immigration for a few years. And to make up for that, I volunteered in a number of countries: Papua New Guinea, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, Nepal, and on Tuesday I'm off to Myanmar to do some volunteer work. Development is a very interesting sector. Unfortunately, it is a business, and there are a huge number of people that make enormous amounts of money out of it. There's a book that changed my thinking on it and made me leave DFAT. It was called Lords of Poverty by Hancock, and basically it goes through effectively that foreign aid in effect benefits the donor country. I'll give you an example. In Australia, as I said, I work in immigration. We have an immigration program. It's targeted. We have a lot of professionals who are trained in developing countries, who come here as doctors, accountants, IT experts, engineers. Now, the amount of money it costs to train these people in their own countries compared to the amount of aid we give these countries is just distorted. So in fact, the developing countries actually give us more money than we give them. And there's research on that. All right. I was never interested in Rotary. I'd heard about Rotary. I just thought it was sort of these posh business people and that. I had no idea what it was about. A couple of years ago, I volunteered on the internet. There was an ethical volunteer site, and I volunteered to be an advisor in Nepal. Rotary Wagga Wagga South was supporting a technical college in Sinduli, about 4 hours drive from Kathmandu. And as Peter will testify, the drive is just amazing. It's absolutely incredible, breathtaking. Can't. Anyway, so I went there, and look, it really was just fantastic, and I realised that Rotary, the best projects, the best international development are really the ones you don't hear about. They're not the ones that are advertised on TV. They're these small, grassroots, the sort of projects Peter's doing in Nepal, the two Peters are doing. They're just, and Louise and Carolyn, I mean, and Russell, of course, you just don't see them advertised on TV. But the actual benefits are extraordinary. I mean, when I was in Sinduli, you'd see these kids at technical college just coming down all the hills there, coming. Now, it was only because of Rotary support that you've had 200 or 300 kids coming to school and getting an education. Whilst I was there, I did a presentation. I didn't do a presentation, but I organised a presentation in Daylesford. I applied for an Australian Volunteers grant, and we got a woman, Susan Christie, to come, and she's going to be a member.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so she's there now, setting up a nursing course. I mean, one of the issues is that the college, 75% of them were male, and only 22% were girls. And I recommended that we encourage you educate girls, the whole community prospers. All the research shows that. And so before Susan went off, I got her to come to Daylesford and give a presentation on the work she does. She has a nursing background. It was absolutely tremendous. Now, the incredible thing, after that, two people came up to me and said we were trying to raise funds for a girls' hostel, so that girls could stay at the college and get an education. And one donated $50,000 and I'll give you her name, Kathy Hancock. What an amazing philanthropist. And another one who wanted to remain anonymous donated 60,000. So right as we speak, they're building a girls' hostel. It'll be ready in March. Most of it will be ready in March. And Bruce, who's the project manager from Wagga Wagga South Rotary, taking a group over there to do some finish off the building, do some painting and that. So, as I said, and my latest interest is a friend invited me to go to Myanmar. They're a group of these extraordinary women. They're middle class women, and they've set up an NGO, Forgotten Girls of Myanmar, and as Peter mentioned, there are a lot of women, young girls who are trafficked. $5,000 US dollars, and you can buy yourself a girl in a village. What tends to happen is the parents see no value in girls, and they're happy to sell them off. Not all, I mean, this is an incredible generalisation, but a lot of girls are sold off, or they go to work in inappropriate places in Yangon. So these group of middle class women set up a training centre, to train girls, to employ girls, and to house girls. Now, when I went there in March, we went to a vacant land. 6 months later, they sent me some photos. They've built a training centre. They're training the girls. I mean, incredibly dynamic. And the interesting thing about it is, these women are putting up most of the money. So it's going to be sustainable. They've opened a outlet in Yangon, a shop to sell the crafts. So the idea behind Rotary, I registered it with Thrawks. We've raised $6,000. We've been able to buy them a bit of extra land to have a kitchen garden. But in fact, 95% of it, the funding is from the local women. I mean, one of the problems with international aid, as Maria said, is they get dependent on foreign aid. And once that stops for whatever reason, the project just dies. But I like this project because I do nothing. I do a little bit of fundraising, and it's the women themselves that do all the work and organise things. And I reckon, this is sexist of me, but if you want anything done in a developed country, get women to do it. I mean, I've been in Indonesia, and I mean,
where I've gone wrong.
once you get, blokes tend to, once you put them behind a desk in developing countries, even in the public service in Canberra, they stop breathing. So, thank you for that. Thanks very much.